Pokemon in Minecraft has always been something I have enjoyed, and the main way to play was through a mod called Pixelmon. But over the years, the blocky textures of Pokemon slowly disappeared and it just became too polished for my liking. The game stopped looking like it was meant to be played in Minecraft, and that's exactly why some people may have stopped playing it. But a new mod has risen from the depths. Cobblemon. All the Pokemon in this mod fit the aesthetic of Minecraft, and the devs are going beyond expectations by adding unique animations and effects for every single Pokemon. This mod is played in more up-to-date versions of Minecraft and goes hand in hand with plenty of other mods to create an even greater experience. So let's dive right into the world of Cobblemon. Yeah, spawned in the world of Cobblemon, and right behind me is a Geodude rolling around. And the last time I played this, I'm pretty sure he was just standing still, so they definitely added idle animations for Pokemon. I think it's time we go ahead and start our journey by choosing our partner Pokemon, and we have to press M to show the starter selection screen. In the previous version of this mod, only the Generation 1 starters were available to choose from, so they've definitely gone ahead and added a lot of them. I think the only ones missing are Johto and Paldea. So out of these, I'm feeling fresh, I'm feeling good. So let's go with a funky vibe in Grookey. Look at him just sitting and waddling his tail, man. He's looking pretty cute. And as you can see, there is a custom animation for throwing out your Pokemon, including that of the sound. Everything is the same as the anime. Once you choose your starter Pokemon, you'll probably want to have a look at what type and stats it has. So you can go ahead and click M to open the summary window. And from there, you have plenty of options from the info tab to the moves tab, where you can also switch around your moves. And I have to say that the stats tab is really helpful for new players or people with just beginner level idea of the game. Because you can just look at the base stats of a Pokemon and tell what it's good at, whether it's good in defense, special attack, speed, whatever you need. You also have a page for IVs, EVs, and a friendship meter, which was super annoying in Pixelmon because you had to do it via command. But in Cobblemon, it's all in your summary window, which is super easy and helpful. So let's go ahead and actually get into our first battle here. And Geodude is the best target for me because I am a grass type and I'm 4 times effective against it. And as you can see over here, you can move around between moves using the R button, and you just have to re-engage with the same button again. Meanwhile, you have this little battle screen menu, which is really cool, but the only thing this mod lacks at the moment is battle animations and battle music. But they're still very early in progress, so I'm sure they're gonna add some fantastic stuff down the line. And as you can see here, Geodude died and dropped a piece of flint, which means that there are now loot drops added to Cobblemon. This was something that was missing in their last version, but I'm super glad that they added it, because now I don't have to go mining for iron, or I don't have to go killing endermen to get ender pearls. Instead, I can kill a psychic type and get ender pearls, or I can beat a couple of steel types and get iron. Also, for those of you who are playing and are encountering Minecraft hostile mobs at night, meaning spiders, creepers, etc., you have the option to disable this by using the command /game rule do mob spawning false. This will prevent any Minecraft mobs from spawning. Or the other thing you could do is just go into peaceful mode. I personally like to play Cobblemon without hostile mobs because it just ruins the gameplay, because I'm here for the Pokemon, right? But for those who do want that added difficulty, feel free to do so. I'd say it's a good challenge somewhere down the line for me. One of the really cool features about Cobblemon is that Pokemon can have unique death animations. So over here, I was just testing if Jigglypuff had a death animation, and as you can see, it actually just fell back and rolled over and died. Not all Pokemon have death animations yet though. As you can see, killing Baniri here just made it vanish almost. And you know what, I'd be happy just sitting and looking through all the Pokemon and their death animations because it is so cool. Pixelmon has never done anything like this, and that is why Cobblemon is on its own level. But the Cobblemon devs are so early into development and they're just doing this so rapidly and quickly. I'm sure that they'll come up with some really cool animations. Okay, so I found a unique tree right here, and this happens to be an Apricorn tree, specifically of the green kind. So there are 7 different variants of this tree, from red, white, black, pink, blue, yellow, I don't even know what I've said at this point, but you basically get the point. So you get these Apricorns, and from them you can craft Pokeballs. If you find an Apricorn tree yourself and don't want to wait for them to spawn, you can get some quickly by right-clicking the Apricorn bud with bone meal, and you can do the same thing with the tree itself. After killing a Krabby, my Grookey was ready to evolve since it hit level 16, so I went ahead, opened up the summary window, hit the evolve button, and there it shows that Twacky is now an option as an evolution. I think this can be used as a split window for Pokemon that have split evolutions, but over here, we got ourselves a Twacky. And look at him go, he's just beating his little drumsticks. And he's got that funky music vibe about him, which I love. I love everything about this little guy because even the way he follows us is so funny. It's like a marching band in a parade. You want to make sure you can get as many different colored Apricorns as possible because you can make some pretty unique balls with those on hand. And this is when I found the Pokemon Dewpider. And you might be thinking, what's so special about it? Well, it's a Pokemon that's not actually in the mod yet. Well, someone went ahead and created a data pack to add few more Pokemon that aren't in the mod yet, and one of those happened to be Dewpider. So the special thing about Cobblemon is that people can make these data packs and new Pokemon very easily using Blockbench, since all the models are made from like cubes and stuff, right? So Cobblemon has way more flexibility, and I see it becoming way bigger than Pixelmon in the future. So watch out for it and make sure you subscribe if you want to see more Cobblemon. I went mining for some copper, as copper is super important early game. So the way you make Pokeballs in this game is use a copper ingot and surround it by 4 Apricorns of the same color, and you get a Pokeball of that specific color. And you have options from red, white, yellow, whatever, I said it before, right? Yeah, you can get all those kinds of Pokeballs just having 1 into catch rate, and then you have some tiering aspects to this game where Great Ball requires iron and different colored Apricorns, right? Then you get to an Ultra Ball which requires gold. You can have a lot of combinations with these and have some fun creating your own Pokeballs. And some of them are really hard, like the Beast Ball, which requires Echo Shards and Diamonds. Meanwhile, the Master Ball requires a Nether Star and Netherite Ingots. So basically for the Master Ball, you have to go to both the Nether and the End, unless they actually added some Pokemon that drop those items upon death. Nether Star probably would be a drop from a legendary Pokemon, I'd say, if anything. So you're not gonna get your hands on it that easily just yet. Oh, look at that, I found a Waltz, guys. Waltz is also one of the 2 Pokemon that I added through the data pack, and somehow I found both of them this early on. As you can see, Waltz is looking super cute, so I definitely want to add it to the team. And Twacky revived itself just in time to be able to do some damage so that I can probably catch it, because I only had 8 Pokeballs at the time and I didn't want to waste my chance. Yo, you want to watch this? You want to watch this? No scope! Bang! Got it right where it hurts, baby. Stay there, Waltz, stay! I'll give you everything you want! Yes! We got a Waltz! Oh my god, this is the best thing that's happened. Oh, and then we found a Ghastly right after? I mean, Ghastly's super cool with its like weird particle effects going on, so I definitely want to go ahead and add that bad boy to the team. Before getting into a battle with Ghastly, I do want to switch up some of my moves, so you can just hit this circular arrow button to get access to the older moves you have. And unlike Pixelmon, you don't have to go through the effort of finding a move relearner just to get some old moves back. In reality, Pokemon should be able to know whatever moves they want, they shouldn't have to forget anything. So it only makes sense to have access to all of them at any given time. And it's all these small changes that Cobblemon is doing that makes this mod so enjoyable and easy to play even for new players who don't know much about Pokemon. And I caught a Ghastly! Now this is already starting to look like the dream team right here. I also happened to find a Joltik, which is a super small electric critter. But the main reason I caught it is because it is unique. Well, for some certain small Pokemon, if you were to shift, right click, and press this button on the left right here, it goes onto your shoulder. So you can run around with your Pokemon on your shoulder and have some fun. One thing you want to know about these shoulder companion Pokemon is that some of them actually give you buffs. Joltik is the only Pokemon so far that gives you haste as an effect, so now I can break blocks much more quickly. So you should always consider having one slot in your party just for the shoulder Pokemon. Hey, it's After Effects just chiming in here, so I'm gonna tell you which Pokemon can sit on your shoulder. Well, you have the options of Blossom and Sableye. I think Sableye is really cool because it's just like hanging from your shoulder, being your buddy and all, while Blossom's just dancing around, just like having a chill vibe about her. Then we got a strange one in Cleffa. It's kind of not even sitting on your shoulder, it's kind of like off to the side. And then you got Eevee. Eevee's a fan favorite, so why wouldn't they? Then you got the cake Pokemon in Milcery and Alcremie, which in this case I can't really say much. They're just there. And these Pokemon that I mentioned so far don't give any additional bonus effects. But some of the Pokemon that do are Pichu and Pikachu, yeah. The mascots of the game have effects, who would have guessed? But it's a really useful one since they both give you Speed 2 as an effect. So if you ever want to speeden up the pace of exploring, just grab a Pichu or Pikachu on your shoulder and enjoy the journey. Then we have Pidgey and Zubat. Both of these are flying types, and you can probably guess what effect they give. Both of these Pokemon give feather falling as an effect, and as far as I know, from whatever height you jump using them, you do not take any damage. So if you want to jump across a huge valley or just jump deep into a cave without any harm at all, grab one of these two as your buddy. The last Pokemon happens to be Wooper, which gives you the water breathing effect. And this one is super clutch, it's probably the best one on the board so far. In this mod, you actually take damage when you go underwater for too long, but if you just grab a Wooper on your shoulder, you can just go deep underwater, hunt for all the Pokemon you want, and you take 0 damage. Keep in mind that if any of these Pokemon evolve, let's say from Wooper to Quagsire or Joltik to Galvantula, they'll be too big and therefore they won't be able to sit on your shoulder again. Occasionally collecting an Apricorn will also yield you a Apricorn seed, and this is the way you plant yourself a Apricorn tree if you ever wanted to move one into your area. And something that I didn't mention earlier is that in Pixelmon you had to smelt all your Apricorns before even crafting Pokeballs, but in this you don't have to do any of that. It's so much simpler and makes it way easier. Hey yo, is it normal to have this many Gyarados around? Like, look at the map! It's flooded with Gyarados! Also, some of you might be wondering, hey, where'd you get that map from? Well, this is Xero's map, but you don't get Pokemon on the map by just downloading that mod. So this was also a data pack created by somebody on their Discord. So I definitely recommend you checking out their Discord for any data packs or add-ons, because you can always add them into your game and have some fun. I will leave a link in the description for their Discord, so go ahead and check them out, because honestly, their community is just so awesome, and the devs put so much work into this, and it's just truly an amazing experience. So a big shout out to all of them, and all of those who are creating data packs for people like me to use. Eventually, I ended up in a deep ocean with all these Tentacool and Tentacruel, and the cool thing about them is that they give off this red glow underwater, which is so immersive and cool to see. But they're not the only Pokemon that give this kind of effect off. You have options from Umbreon, Golurk, Golett, Staryu, Starmie, Spiritomb, the new Pokemon, Knackle, Knacklestack, you got Gourgeist, Pumpkaboo. I'm probably missing some, Miss Magius, Miss Grievous. These are so cool, and I'm sure they'll add new ones if the time ever comes to do that. And I'm telling you that you guys should definitely try out this mod. It's a great experience for somebody who's played Pixelmon and who's gotten bored of it, of all the smoothness that's going on. These jagged edges are so beautiful for me. I just love the blocky experience. It just fits Minecraft, and the Pokemon have such cool animations as well. Occasionally you might find structures along your way, which might have some super good loot in them, so always be on the lookout for that. See ya, sucker. Meanwhile, having a look at this Golbat, you can probably tell that it's face planted to the floor. And the reason for that is because it's actually asleep. The cool thing is that if you go into a battle with a sleeping Pokemon, they're all not necessarily face planted, it's just Golbat that does that. It actually comes with the sleeping status condition, so if you find a sleeping Pokemon, you can just get into battle and just yeet a Pokeball at them, or you can do that right from the outside, and you might have a good chance of catching them. I found a desert temple, and I decided why not raid it. This is my first time in the desert, so there'll be some cool Pokemon as well, and underneath I got some diamonds, so great, I guess. Sandshrew curls up into a ball, that's so cute! I found Arbok, and it had this really creepy design on it, and I'm pretty sure that's not what it normally comes with. So I'm assuming there are forms for Pokemon like Arbok. I also happened to see a Butterfree with different forms, so yeah. Eventually, while exploring, I came across this Pitta Lava, which in all honesty, you can probably just call it a volcano of sorts. And I found some really cool Pokemon spawning here. We got Golem, which was a fully evolved Pokemon, but I definitely didn't have the goods to catch that, so I just tried killing it, seeing if it had a death animation, but nope. Then I realized that some fire-type Pokemon were spawning around the area, which makes sense. We found Magmar, Magby, pretty much their line, and I just chucked them into a pit of lava. Eventually I did go mining, and it does seem that Pokemon can spawn underground. The ones that I've seen so far are pretty much like Geodude, Diglett. I have seen a Dragonite at some point, so if you are looking for a Dratini or Dragonite, look out for deep caves underground. I also did happen to find Sableye underground, so if you do want to grab onto the opportunity of finding a Sableye and putting it on your shoulder, you probably want to head underground. I just got a bunch of diamonds and then headed out of there. Made myself a little place to call home, I guess. And at this point, I really needed a bed because I just wanted to go to sleep and make it daytime, so I grabbed a pair of shears. And the cool thing is that they added this in the newest version, that you can actually shear Pokemon like Wooloo and Double. Both being sheep Pokemon, they actually have naked forms now, which is, it's probably not good to say that, but yeah. Nah, it ain't gonna be that easy. You gotta try harder.
Hello darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again.
So after that, I went ahead and crafted myself a healing machine, which just requires 5 iron and 2 copper ingots. Super easy. And the best thing about it is that unlike Pixelmon, which just breaks upon impact, you can actually collect it and then place it down again. And I'm telling you that it's all these small quality of life improvements that Cobblemon is making that makes it such a better mod than Pixelmon. Anyways, after that I decided to craft a bucket because I saw a milk tank in the distance. You right click, you get a bunch of milk. And you can basically do this unlimited times. And I'm feeling a bit sorry for the milk tank that I kind of like laid my eyes on because damn, she's probably all scurvy at the moment. Around my base I did find a Pidgeot which was level 39 and it was too high of a level for me to catch, so I just ran away. You know what, I'll come back for you one day, believe it or not. I didn't have the option of healing up my Pokemon right away since it does require a bit of time to charge up, but since it was nighttime I was able to go to sleep, and upon sleeping all your Pokemon get refreshed by about 50% and are revived. And then I was able to go ahead and evolve my Waltz into Kirlia since it did hit level 20 or whatever. And look at that cute model, it's just like so shy. It's like, what's up? What's up, Kirlia? Kirlia's following animation has to be the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life. It just twirls around like a ballerina. That is so cool. No shot. This is the person that did the data pack. It's not even the people in the mod that did this. I just had to say that was really funny. Around my base, I did happen to find another golem, and this is my time. This is redemption. Twacky was actually somehow able to get a level 42 golem down into the red. So now all I had to do was chuck a couple of Ultra Balls and see what happened. I only had 4 on me at the moment, but luckily enough, I caught it within the first Ultra Ball itself. And this is exactly how you steamroll in Cobblemon. All you have to do is get one strong Pokemon, and from there you can get a bunch more. Cause Golem was able to fight the level 40 Pidgeot that I found. All I had to do after that was get Ghastly in to throw a Hypnosis at it, put it asleep, and look at that, it's just knocked out. And after that, all it took was a couple of Ultra Balls, and there we go. We now had both a level 40 Pidgeot and Golem. And then we got Scorch, which is just a straight line. That's kinda lazy, but kinda dopey as well. I kinda like it. Hey man, all I gotta say is that Tangela looks like it's been traumatized for years. After training up a lot, I was able to level up my Ghastly and evolve it into a Haunter. Eventually I did come across like an icy swamp biome, and over there is where I found Miss Grievous, which also has like that immersive glow about it. It's time to say goodbye to Twacky, because you know what? It's level 38 and it's ready to evolve into Rillaboom. And there we go, we got ourselves a Rillaboom, which is looking more of a jazz player to be honest. You know what, this is endgame season, we're evolving all our Pokemon, so... And in comes Kirlia with the Gardevoir evolution, and isn't she mighty awesome? I'm kinda suspect of the dress though, it could have probably been made better, but hey, isn't this a beautiful scene? So the newest update of Cobblemon also came in with the addition of held items, and so I went ahead and gave you an example of crafting an iron shovel, pairing it up with an ender pearl, and there we go, we got a twisted spoon, which is an item that boosts psychic type moves by 20%, so I gave it to Gardevoir. Some of these items are really cool. For example, the leftovers cannot be crafted. You can only obtain it in a very creative way, which is eat an apple. That's right, all you have to do is eat an apple, and you'll have a 2.5% chance of getting a leftovers drop from it. So the XP share is an item that I recommend getting right away. It's a little hard to craft, but all you need is a diamond helmet, iron, lapis, glowstone, and prismarine shards. For some reason, I believe the XP share is bugged, so it's supposedly meant to give you 50% of what the user in battle gets to the Pokemon that is holding the XP share, but in this case it just gives additional XP right off the bat. And I'll show you all right here. I tested it out myself. So I gave my Wooper the XP share to hold while I went into battle with Rillaboom. Killing a level 25 Geodude gave around 300 XP to me, while it gave a couple thousand to Wooper over there, which doesn't really make sense, right? So after that, I took the XP share off Wooper, and then tested it out by only using Rillaboom, and beating a level 24 Geodude gave around 300 XP again. So it's not even sharing the experience, it's just giving additional bonus experience to whatever party Pokemon that is holding it. So you can even give XP shares to every single Pokemon in your party and they'll all probably get bonus experience. I mean, you might as well like abuse it while it's there. I mean, it's not really abusing if it's in the mod, right? I then jumped on into the Nether, cause why not, you know? And there were a lot of ghost type Pokemon and a lot of Haunter spawned there, so I was able to kill a lot of them and eventually I got my hands on a link cable. A link cable is an item that helps you evolve trade evolution based Pokemon in a single player world. I don't know if there's trade machines in multiplayer yet, but you're probably gonna need this either ways. So I was able to go ahead and evolve my Haunter into a Gengar, and with that I think I'm done here. I was pretty satisfied with how this Cobblemon showcase went, so go ahead and show some support to the dev team by going to their Discord, joining up over there, and by helping in with your own suggestions. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, subscribe, and let me know down in the comments if I should continue doing more Cobblemon and what challenges you would like to see based on 100 days or anything like that of any sort. If you guys can come up with it, I'm sure I'll be able to make better videos. So, with all that being said, I'll see you guys next time.